Okay, let's go live. 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. So I was actually setting things up a little bit. I have one last thing to do, which is to put your comments right here where I can see them clearly. 네, 오늘의 라이브 수업 시작할게요. So welcome to Talk to Me in Korean. Welcome back. And for everybody who's joining for the first time, welcome to Talk to Me in Korean. This is where you can learn Korean with structured curriculum and a lot of materials that we offer for you. And today is a reading class. So it's the same format as last time. One thing that's different is this morning, so it is 7:30 a.m. 아침 7시 30분, 아침 7시 반이에요. But one thing that I did differently, normally I don't have breakfast, but I felt like after last live class, I thought, oh, maybe I should have more energy for everyone. So I had a sandwich before the live class. So let's see if that makes any difference. I have my usual coffee here. 네, 오늘은 여러분에게 더 좋은 수업을 드리기 위해서 커피 마시기 전에 샌드위치도 먹었어요. 네, 그래서 더 열심히 해볼게요. Alright, so today I picked one story from level 2 and one article from level 5. So if you are new to the Talk to Me in Korean Stories app, I'm sorry, I was just trying to arrange the screen in the perfect way, but I'm not happy with how it is on my computer right now. So I'm gonna move you guys around. All right, so this is our app. Where is my app screen? It's here. And we're gonna be reading this story, 거짓말이 아니에요. Do you see my cursor here? You can hear me well, right? All right, judging by the comments, you can. Level 2, we have 10 different levels in our Talk to Me in Korean curriculum. When we first designed Talk to Me in Korean's entire curriculum, we deliberately went for 10 different levels. 일부러 is on purpose, deliberately, because if we picked or designed it in 6 different levels or 3 different levels, it would always be compared to the TOPIK levels 1 through 6 or the CEFR levels A1 through C2, and I thought it would be bound by the necessity to match everything. So we thought, okay, we're going to be going from the easiest level to fairly advanced anyway, but let's divide it into 10. So that's why we have 10 different levels to be free from the more traditional or more old-fashioned way of leveling things. Okay, so that's that. I wanted to just clear that part. So yeah, 거짓말이 아니에요. It is not a lie, or I am not lying, is the title of this series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts from level 2. And then we're going to go to level 5 and then read this article. So articles are standalone texts that you can read. So we're going to be reading this one. 너 이사가? Are you like moving? So 너 이사가? So we will read this. By the way, if you go into the app, you can actually change the font. You can choose between these two. I personally like 명조, 고딕. Gothic is 고딕 in Korean, 고딕, and 명조. I personally like this. You can also make the text bigger. So yeah, we are going to do that. And then I also tried not to look at the quiz questions beforehand so that I can actually solve the quiz questions with you. 같이 해보겠습니다. So if you are curious about the app, the link to the app will be in the description. Is it for free? No. You do get a 7-day free trial, but you buy a subscription, but it'll be absolutely worth it. Okay? All right, let's get started. I have my text screen here, but before we go into the actual lesson, I have a warm-up quiz for you. Warming up quiz. So warm-up quiz in Korean is actually warming up quiz. You don't say warm up quiz in Korean or in Konglish. Warming up quiz. 한번 볼게요. I took these pictures in Busan station, in Busan train station, KTX, on Monday, 5 days ago. I took pictures of these exits because I thought these were really interesting. Something that's super extra clear for Korean speakers, Korean learners and speakers, but something that can be tricky and confusing for people who only read English. So look at this. One exit says in English, exit, and the other one says way out. And in Chinese characters, it's the same thing. In Japanese, if you read it as 대구치, it's the same thing. Like 출구, it says in Chinese characters 출구, right? One is 나가는 곳, the other one is 나오는 곳. Can you tell me in the comments how these are different? 어떤 차이가 있어요? What kind of difference is there? 어떤 차이가 있어요? Tell me. I'm going to wait. So there's going to be a little bit of delay, like 5 seconds between when you post and when I see, or when I say it and when you hear me. I'm going to see your comments in real time. But yeah. Oh, Beauty Army. Good luck on your exam. Yes. Okay, go out, come out. So I'm going to give you the answer. Both are exits from the person's point of view who is standing inside the station. And 나가는 곳 is where you want to go because it's 나가다, like going out, because of the relationship of these Korean verbs 가다 오다 with where you are currently standing. You know, in English, when your friend A is over here, and let's say you are standing over there, and you want to go from this place to where B is, you say, I'm coming. And in Korean, 나 올게 is absolutely wrong and unnatural. Doesn't make any sense in this case. In a different context, it can, but here it doesn't make any sense. 갈게. So let's say 올게 or like 갈게. So it has to say I'm going, like to you, towards you. So there's this difference, like inherent difference, innate difference. We talk about it in our lesson, in our grammar lesson that talks about this particular part. But because of that, 나가는 곳 is where you want to go, the left one, and then the right one is 나오는 곳. It's actually an exit towards the platforms. So it means people are coming out from the platforms, so don't go in unless you're going to take the train. But what's tricky is you actually can go there to take your train. So it's just saying, oh, people, so if you're here to greet your friends who have come to Busan on a train, this is where they will come out from. 좀 웃기죠? It's funny, right? So I think they should have just written 열차 타는 곳, 열차 타는 곳, or 기차 타는 곳. That would have made it extra clear for everyone, Korean speakers and non-Korean speakers. But yeah, in Chinese characters especially, it just ended up being the same thing. So you're standing, you came out from the platforms, right? You got a coffee or you went to the restroom and you came back and you are like disoriented. Oh, where are we? Like, where am I? Which one is the exit? Both are yellow, both say exit. So you go to this exit that you see first, and then there's no exit. You are standing in front of the trains again. I thought it was strange and not very well designed in terms of designing signs. Okay? All right, so let's see if I can find some questions here to answer before we go. So it's it's two signs of the same exit, but no, two different exits. Like they are literally almost 50, 60 meters apart from each other, like 90-degree angles here and here. So if you're standing in the center of the station, you see similar looking things saying exit or 출구 in Chinese characters, exit or way out. Okay, so that's that. That was my quiz for you. This is an exit for, not for you. Yeah, in a way. Okay, so this is what we are reading. Level 2, 거짓말이 아니에요. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. And then we're going to be reading 너 이사가 article. There's no part 1, 2 because it's one standalone article. I'm using a certain, I'm actually using Mac's Pages app, but I couldn't get rid of this part. So yeah, bear with me. 시작할까요? 네, 시작하겠습니다. Let's begin. So I'm going to actually keep everything as is so we can maybe review later if we want. And I copied and pasted everything over here. So let's begin. 거짓말이 아니에요. So for people who are new here, you know, as usual, I try to give as much context and detail as possible for people who are below this level. So yeah, stay with us. 거짓말. 거짓 is fake. 말 is words. So 거짓말, lie or lies. 거짓. What's a good example? So 진실 혹은 거짓. Maybe this is like the title of a documentary or a TV show. 진실 혹은 거짓. Like truth or what's 거짓? In as a noun, fake, like yeah, fake fact or something like that. Something that's not, yeah, true, truth or not the truth. 거짓. So on its own, it's just something that is not true. But 거짓말 is something that you say as a lie. 거짓말이 아니에요. Yeah, false is an adjective. So I was trying to find a noun because 진실 is a noun that means the truth, but 진실 혹은 거짓. Let's see. Are we talking about a grave, big lie? 저는 2월부터 2월, not 2월, 2월부터 아르바이트를 시작했어요. From February, in Korean, you just say the number and then say 월 to talk about the names of the month of the year. So 1월, 2월, 3월, 4월, 5월, and then 6월, not 6월. 6 and 10 are tricky because that is 6월, and 10월, no, 10월, but everything else is regular. 아르바이트, as you all know pretty well, comes from the German word Arbeiter, the German verb arbeiter, and then it went to Japanese and it came to Korea. In Japanese, people even just say baito, like without the ar part, baito shiteru, something like that. But in Korean, you don't say 바이트, you say 알바 to make it shorter. 아르바이트. So I think it's even more common these days, this form, 알바 해요? 알바 안 해요? Something like that. Yeah, it's really funny how language travels, right? So now in Japanese, they say 바이토, but we say 알바. So 알바를 시작했어요, but in novel or in some kind of text like this one, maybe you wouldn't see 알바 written so prominently, yet, maybe. So this is the story we are reading. 저는 2월부터 친구하고 아르바이트를 시작했어요. And then okay, 친구하고 I added that part automatically. 친구하고 같이 아르바이트를 해요. It's a part-time job. I forgot to add the definition, part-time job. And yeah, I do my part-time job with my friend. And in Korean, you often see 같이 used along with 하고 because 하고 is with, so this is sufficient. I do my part-time job with my friend, but you see 같이, so commonly used. 친구하고 같이, together with my friend. 친구랑 같이 is also fine. 같이 is pronounced like this, 같이. So some social campaigns often use these two words together because 같이 sounds like 같이 in pronunciation, but when you write it like that, it means value. So together and value sound exactly the same in the Korean language. So lots of campaigns kind of utilize the fact that, take advantage of the fact that 같이 and 같이 can be in one sentence to create value. So you'll see some fun examples of that. Okay. 이탈리아어도 똑같이 하는군요. 좋아요. 재밌네요. 그리고 그 가게는 that store, 지하. 지 is ground, 하 is under, so 지하 means underground. Exactly the same as in English. The word order is flipped. 지하. Therefore, the underground train is 지하철. Ground, under, steel, or rail. 지하철 1층에 있어요. 1층, 2층, 3층. 지하 1층, 지하 3층, 지하 5층. Okay, you go down like that. I think I saw in the elevators in other countries -1, -2. That was completely new to me. Wow, that's a really good idea. Like underground level 1, basement level 1, 2, -2. And I'm starting to slowly see that in some Korean buildings too, -2. But it's still not very common. It's still B1, B2. And then 가게에, in the store, 창문이 한 개도 없어요. So remember, this is level 2. So in designing this graded rating system, we deliberately kept everything under a certain level. So many of the counters are just replaced with 개. Not saying that 창문 has to be accompanied by a specific counter for windows only, but like you will see some simplified counting units. 가게에 창문이 한 개도 없어요. Because it's underground, there's no windows. Yes, not even one single window. 그래서 therefore 바깥 날씨를 알 수 없어요. So 바깥 날씨. So 날씨 itself is weather, the weather. But just to, this word isn't necessary here. 그래서 날씨를 알 수 없어요. But 바깥 날씨 means the weather that's just outside in this region, in this neighborhood. So 바깥 날씨, 바깥. 바깥 is the outside as a noun. So if you want to say it's outside, you can say the location marker 바깥 plus 에, 바깥에. 바깥에. 바깥으로, to, like towards the, so okay, outside as a like location. Let's say in the outside, when you are outside or being outside. But when you're going towards the outside, you have to say 바깥으로. Okay? And this is old-fashioned, but like people in their 70s, I think 80s, they used to call their husband 바깥 양반. Maybe you will see this expression used in some history dramas or like older dramas. Not common at all these days. Yeah, people in their 40s, 50s, 60s even. Even my mom doesn't call my father this one, but 바깥 is outside. 양반 is like, 양반 used to be a social class in the Joseon dynasty and the last dynasty of Korean history. But 양반 also refers to this guy, this dude, 양반, this guy. But 바깥 양반 is like in the household, the one who's like going around outside is 바깥 양반, and the person who's inside is the wife in the old-fashioned concept. So 바깥 양반, you will, hear that in some dramas that depict older Korean. And then 해를 볼 수 없어요. So the sentences, as you can see, are simpler. 해를, because it's level 2, 해 is the sun. 해를 볼 수 있어요. As a child, I was not very impressed by the fact that my last name, Sun, is actually romanized as S-U-N. When I first got first got the official document, I don't know what it was, saying that my name is written in the alphabet as S-U-N. I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, will some people read it as Sun or Soon, something like that? But in 2025, when more people are interested in Korea, more people want to, try saying a Korean person's name out loud. This is very convenient. It's coming in handy. Okay? But why am I saying this? 해, sun. And another reason, another name that you see the sun translated to in Korean is 태양. It's more scientific. The sun, more scientific. So you won't hear children talking to their mom, 태양이 어디 있어요? Like that, unless they're talking about the solar system. 그렇지만 괜찮아요. But it's okay, even though I can't see the sun. 저는 보통, as for me, normally, 보통, usually, 보통. I just want to give you some fun facts. 보통. 보통 is like normal, like regular class, and on Korean people's driver license cards, Korean driver license types are 1종, 2종, and then 대형 and 보통. So this is something funny. 1종 is a type of driver's license with which you can drive a truck or larger vehicles. And to do that, you have to test with manual shift. And then 2종 is automatic. So most people have the automatic 2종. And then 대형 is if you get the 1종, and 대형 means big size, you can actually drive a bus, right? You are allowed to drive a bus. And a lot of people either have 1종 보통, and then a lot of people also have 2종 보통, because that's what you will ever need in your daily life. So if you have the 1종 and 보통, because that's what you will get in most cases, on the flip side of the card, it'll have English, right? And 1종 보통, if you have a Korean friend who has a driver's license on them, and if they have 1종, look at the English translation. 1종 is translated to first class for some reason. And then 보통 is translated to ordinary. I don't know. It's really interesting. So you look at it and you think, is it first class or ordinary? Yeah. So that's the funny part. So 보통, so remember 보통 like that. Yeah, they're the opposite. 아침 8시부터 오후 3시까지 일해요. I work normally from 8 a.m. to 오후 is afternoon 3시. not 3시. Yeah. 오후 3시까지 일해요. Yeah, it's funny, right? What kind of driver's license do you have? I have the first class ordinary. Okay. 어제도 yesterday as well. 어제 yesterday to 3시에 at 3 p.m. I hope it's not 3 a.m. 일이 끝났어요. The work finished. 저는 친구하고 with my friend 바깥으로 okay, we have 바깥으로 here. To outside. 나왔어요. We came outside. We came outside after finishing work. Why is it not 3시? Well, I'm sorry. It is 3시. 3시, 4시, 5시. That's more military, like 1600, 1700, 17시, 16시. That's possible, but more military sounding Korean. So people normally don't say it in everyday speech. 날씨가, the weather, 너무 어두웠어요. It was so dark. 어둡다. 어둡다. When you have this 피읍 here, in the case of some words, this 피읍 changes to 우 or o. So this is 피읍 irregular. So 어두웠어요. 어두웠어요? No. 어두웠어요. Okay. And 밤 같았어요. 밤 같았어요. It was like the nighttime. 구름이 많았어요. 구름 is cloud. There were lots of clouds. 구름이 많았어요. 그리고 and 바람이 wind, 바람 아주 많이 불었어요. So 바람이 불다. A nice collocation to learn. The wind blows. 바람이 불다. 바람이 불었어요. 저는 외투가 없었어요. 외투 is a coat. 외투. This 외 means outer clothing. 외투. 외투가 없었어요. I didn't have a coat on me. 그래서 추웠어요. So it was cold. Okay, that's part one. How is the pace? 어때요? 바깥, okay. 바깥, you can actually think of 박 as a shortened version of 바깥. I think I can say it right now, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll look it up. But you can see that 바 has the double 기역, 받침, the last consonant. So it might have come over 바깥 from 박. 바깥 became 박, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but I can guess. And it's the same thing. 밖에, 바깥에. The pace is good. 좋아요. 감사합니다. All right. So now that we are done with the first portion of the story, let's take the quiz. Okay. I didn't take the quiz earlier or before so that I can take the quiz with you. So by the way, if you're new to the app, you can actually listen to everything here with the native speakers or the voice actors pronunciation. You can see the word list here, and then you can add anything to your vocabulary review portion, and then you can click on many of these words to listen to the pronunciation later. All right, quiz. Let's do this. Tell me, what is the answer to this one? The app is called Talk to Me in Korean Stories. It's in the description. 저는 1월부터 아르바이트를 시작했어요. 아니에요. 3월부터 시작했어요. 이 가게에는 창문이 1개 있어요. 아니에요. 1개도 없어요. 틀린 것을 고르세요. 틀린 것. What is not correct? 저는 1층에서 일해요. I work on the first floor. 어제는 바람이 많이 불었어요. Yesterday, the wind blew hard. 많이 불었어요. 저는 보통 I normally 3시에 일이 끝나요. Finish work at 3. This is wrong. 지하 1층에서 일해요. 지하. Okay. Yes, we did it. Amazing. 다 맞았어요. 좋습니다. Okay. We're gonna finish review. Oh, by the way, if you go to the notes section, you can actually see the translation, and then you can see the expansion where you can see the grammar explanations. Everything is here, so you can check. And if your phone's or your device's setting is in a different language, you will actually see, you can click the view translation here, and then you can see the translation in the device language. So German, Italian, Chinese, Japanese. So that'll be great, and you can practice writing, typing here. Okay? All right. So we're going to go to the next story together. 거짓말이 아니에요. Number 2. And back to the typing screen. 네. 좋아요. 그리고 thank you for the super chat. James, 감사합니다. 감사합니다. A question from Leon. Is the app costly? I personally think the app subscription is reasonably priced for what you can get from the app. If you study with the app for a year or two, if you read everything from level 1 to level 10, you will improve massively, immensely. 정말 많이 늘 거예요. And Armin says, Ciao from Italy, thank you. 저는 여러 언어를 구사하지만 새로운 언어를 Okay, I'm going to actually copy and paste your comment. 감사합니다. 이거 같이 읽어도 되죠? 네, 이거 읽어도 괜찮다면 읽겠습니다. 저는 여러 언어를 구사하지만 I speak many languages. 새로운 언어를 배우고 싶었습니다. I wanted to learn a new language. 선생님 덕분에 Thanks to you, teacher. 다음에 배울 언어는 한국어로 정했습니다. I decided that the next language I will learn is Korean. 선생님의 훌륭한 가르침과 헌신에 진심으로 감사드립니다. Thank you. I truly appreciate your excellent teaching and dedication. 감사합니다. Thank you so much. 좋아요. 그러면 두 번째, part 2 가볼게요. Let's find out what happens. I'm not lying, part 2. 친구가 저한테 말했어요. My friend to me spoke, 오늘 비가 올 거야. 너 우산 있어? 오늘 비가 올 거야. It will rain today. Do you have an umbrella? 우산 is an umbrella. 너 우산 있어? You, is there an umbrella? Is the literal translation. 있다, 없다, exists, doesn't exist, have, don't have. And 아니, 없어. No, I don't have. 너는? How about you? This is the topic marker 는. You add any noun or pronoun and then say 는, or it can even be an adverb like outside. 바깥에는? What about outside? So 는, how about, so showing contrast or asking if there's a contrast. 나도 없어. I don't have an umbrella either. 나도. 그럼 빨리 집에 가야 해. 그럼 is shortened from 그러면, and it is actually shortened further from 그러하면, which is older Korean. You will see 그러하면 in many history dramas. 그러하면, and in history dramas. So as we're going, so this is modern Korean. We're going back. Let's say 그러하면, let's say 80, 90 years, and 그러하오면, let's say we're going back 200 years, something like that, depending on who you're talking to. So everything is being shortened. 그럼 in that case, 빨리, quickly 집에 가야 해. We have to go home. This so and so야 해, so and so야 돼. This is the have to part in the Korean language. And oh, this one. 친구랑 저는 my friend and I 버스 정류장으로 걸어갔어요. 버스 is how you write it, but bus is how you read it. 박스 is a box. Bus is a bus. But people always read it as 박스, like that, box. So remember that when you are reading a loan word, Koreanized, sometimes some syllables will be overly emphasized, sometimes unnecessarily. And 버스 정류장, 정 is stopping, 류 is staying, and 장 is a place. So a bus is stop and stay place is 버스 정류장, bus stop. And you know what? These days people tend to shorten everything. And yesterday, just yesterday, I saw someone texting me or like writing to me, 버정. And I was like, what is 버정? And it hit me. Oh, it's actually 버정, 버스 정류장. So that's the thing with like shortened words. If you look at this, something like this, if you read it as 버정, you will have no clue as to what it actually means, but you kind of do your detective work inside your brain and then you go like, it must be traced back to 버스 정류장, and then you know that even with this 버정, you're supposed to read it as 버정. Yeah. Maybe I should outdo them. I should abbreviate everything and surprise my younger coworkers. Like 천둥 소리, 천둥 is lightning. No, thunder, sorry. 번개, I always get those two mixed up. So 버스 정류장으로 걸어갔어요. I walked toward the bus station. Yeah. 천둥 is thunder. 번개 is lightning. So 천둥 소리 is thunder sound. So if I have a word like this, I'm gonna actually go 천소. You know, 천소. I heard 천소 yesterday, and you know, outrun the pace of abbreviation trends. I was so shocked by this yesterday. I didn't say it. I acted cool. 네, 잘 숨겼어요. I hid it really well. 잘 숨겼어요. 놀라지 않은 척했어요. I pretended that I wasn't surprised. Okay. 천둥. 천둥 소리. 천둥 소리가 들렸어요. Some thunder sounds were heard. So in Korean, when you heard something, you say this in the passive voice. 들렸어요. It was heard by me. Yeah. 한 번, 두 번. Oh, by the way, do you know the onomatopoeia, the sound word for 천둥 소리? 우르르 쾅 is what people normally describe it as. 우르르 쾅쾅. 우르르 쾅쾅. Like that. 우르르 쾅쾅. Obviously, there will be some variations depending on the person, but I would write it like that. What's the sound of a thunder? 우르르 쾅쾅. Yeah, and then 소리가 점점 가까워졌어요. The sound gradually 점점 가까워졌어요. 가깝다. 가까워지다. So and so 지다. 아어요. 지다. This portion indicates to become. Okay? To become. Yeah, the sound was getting closer. 번개도 쳤어요. 번개 is lightning. 번개도 쳤어요. So 번개가 치다. Lightning strikes. Lightning. Lightning strikes. 천둥이 치다. Thunder strikes. Same thing. 치다. 조금 무서워졌어요. Okay, 가까워졌어요. 무서워졌어요. Many of our stories repeat similar grammar points like that for your effective learning. It became scary or I became scared, got closer. 그렇지만, however, 친구 앞에서 in front of my friend 무서워하고 싶지 않았어요. I didn't want to act scared in front of my friend. This is probably the most advanced sentence in this story. So 무섭다 is to be scared. 무서워하다 is to show that you are scared, to act like you are scared. And the same difference is found in 좋다 and 좋아하다. So when you say BTS 좋아요, BTS 좋아해요, 좋아하다 is more active, right? I didn't want to act scared in front of my friend. 그런데 그때, but at that time, in that moment, 갑자기, suddenly, 비가 왔어요. It started raining. It rained. 정말 많이 왔어요. 비가 왔어요. So we are not going to repeat 비. So 정말 많이 왔어요. It came a lot. Okay? It rained a lot. It started pouring. 다시 가게로 가야 돼. 다시 again 가게로 to the store 가야 돼. So here we have 가야 돼 and earlier we had 가야 해. So two variations of having to do something. 가야 해, 가야 돼. If you were to ask me, 가야 돼, I think is much more common in spoken Korean. 친구하고 저는, my friend and I, 가게로 갔어요. To the store we went. Okay. 네, 어때요? 괜찮아요? 속도 괜찮아요? 속도, pace, speed. 속도 괜찮아요? 그럼 이제 퀴즈를 풀어야죠. 퀴즈. Part 2, 파트 2 퀴즈입니다. 퀴즈입니다. I'm going to mention that a little later. 퀴즈입니다. 퀴즈입니다. The pronunciation. So the quiz itself first. 친구는 우산이 있어요? 없어요. 친구도 우산이 없어요. 번개가 쳤어요? 번개가 쳤어요. 네, 번개도 쳤어요. 저하고 친구는 왜 가게로 갔어요? Why did we go to the store? 가게에 제 우산이 있어요. I have my umbrella in the store. 비가 안 왔어요. 버스가 안 왔어요. The bus didn't come. 비가 많이 왔어요. It rained heavily. So there was no mention of an umbrella being in the store. So this is a 함정, trap. Yes. So we got everything correctly. 좋아요. 공부하고. So we deliberately put the notes, the translation after the quiz so that you don't rely on it, right? That's the design. So if you read everything and you take the quiz and you got everything right, it's going to be interesting to look at the translation. And okay, back to the screen. I was going to mention two things actually. 퀴즈입니다. And I actually said it like 퀴즈입니다. And this is very common in spoken Korean. People will not write it like this, but 퀴즈입니다. 친구입니다. 친구입니다. you will hear people saying this. And another thing that I wanted to mention, I forgot, but it's okay. 네, 이렇게 파트 2 끝냈어요. How often do we do the live classes? 이 라이브 수업을 얼마나 자주 하시나요? We don't have a fixed schedule. We do this when we can. In November, this is the first one, and in this month, I will do another one. So we'll let you know. I normally schedule it in the live tab of our channel and then post it on our social media channels in advance, at least 3-4 days in advance. 뷰티 아미님 감사합니다. You always inspire me so much. 한국어도 배우고 있어요. I'm learning Korean as well because of you. Thank you. It's such an honor. Every time I watch your live, it gives me strength and happiness. I'll keep supporting you till the end. Happiness. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. Thank you so much. Okay. This lesson started on the 31st for you. 네. 한국하고 다른 나라하고 시간 차이가 있죠. 시간 차이, 시차. So abbreviations are not a new thing, and I'm not against everything in general, but because of something like this, 시차 is 시간 차이. It's really fascinating, but when people shorten 버스 정류장 to 버정, I'm like, yeah. Anyway, 거짓말이 아니에요. Part 3. There are 5 parts, but we're going to just read until this one, and then we will hop over to level 5 and see how much you can understand. 가게에는 in the store 손님이 없었어요. 손님이 없었어요. 사장님만 있었어요. There were no customers, only the owner. 사장님이 말했어요. The owner said. Okay, before we talk about what he said, let's talk a little bit about 님. So 님 is an honorific suffix you add after a title or a name. So there's a rule, 2 types of spacing. So for example, 현우 님, and then say 제임스 님. When you add 님 after somebody's name, you have to have a space like that. Many people don't know this, even native speakers, and they write it like that, but that's incorrect. So that is that. And a lot of services on apps, if you input your name on Korean apps, they will also use no space, but it's just an error. But maybe in the future, the rule might change, but that's the rule. But if you have 사장 or 대표 or 선생, these are all like titles. 사장 is the president, the boss. 대표 is the CEO. 선생 is a teacher. 선생 is a word on its own. It's a complete word. It's, independent. It's not missing anything on its own either. But just to be polite, 사장님, 대표님, 선생님. So some people also argue in terms of how to say teacher. So 선생님. I'm not that strict with at least the word for teacher, but some people say that you can't introduce yourself as 선생님. 저는 선생님이에요. About this sentence itself, there are split opinions. Can you say that you are so-and-so 님 yourself? Are you allowed to be respectful toward your own title? So people who say that you can't say 저는 이에요. But I don't know. I think 선생님, the word 선생님 itself has been fairly sufficiently established since it's so commonly used that it's okay to call oneself 선생님. So 저는 고등학교 영어 선생님이에요. If you say I'm a high school English teacher, 저는 고등학교 영어 선생이에요. It's the same translation, but some people say that this is technically speaking incorrect, and this is actually the right one, but I am team 선생님. Yeah, 교수 is just for university. 교수님, just for university. Okay, so that is that. 사장님. 손 is on its own, it's a guest. So 손님. Not the hand 님, not Mr. Hand, but guest. It's a different Chinese character. Is it a Chinese character? I'll have to look it up. Give me 1 second. Sometimes I'm so sure that it is true. It's actually not. Yeah. It's not, but yeah, it's older. Anyway, I'm glad I checked. Thank you for your patience. 그러면 anyway, it means guest님. 왜 다시 왔어요? Why did you come back? 지금 비 와요. It's raining now. 그런데 but 우산이 없어요. We don't have an umbrella. We don't have umbrellas. 우산 좀 빌려주세요. Please lend us umbrellas. 우산 좀 빌려주세요. 빌리다, to borrow. 빌려주다, to lend. Because of this similarity, a lot of Korean people learning English, at first, they say things like, please borrow me money. Because 빌리다 and 빌려주다, they just sound exactly the same and they are from the same word. 빌리다 is to borrow. 빌려주다 is, it's the same action, but 주다, to give, added, turns the direction around and it goes to the other person. So lending is 빌려주다. Borrow is 빌리다. Okay? 네, 지금 비 와요. What? It's raining now? And then 네, 진짜 많이 와요. So 비 is omitted here. 네, 진짜 많이 와요. It's raining a lot. 한번 보세요. Take a look. Here, 한번 is written without a space. Try doing something. 한번 is one time. One time. Okay. 이런 차이가 있어요. You might want to remember this kind of difference. And then 사장님이 계단을 올라갔어요. 사장님이 계단을 올라갔어요. The owner went up the stairs because remember it's in 지하 1층. 지하 1층. 그리고 다시 내려왔어요. And then he came back downstairs. 다시 내려왔어요. 올라갔어요. 내려왔어요. Remember we talked about this 나가다, 나오다, 올라가다, 내려오다. The direction is really important. So 지금 비 안 와요. And he said 지금 비 안 와요. It's not raining. Okay. So it's one question I saw. 2번. Is it second time or 2 times? It's 2 times. 두 번째 is the second time. When you want to express the second, third, or fourth, the ordinal number, you add 째. Okay? 째. So when you have your first child, second child, 첫째, 둘째. So I have 첫째 아들 and 둘째 아들. Okay, 사장님이 비 안 온다고 말했어요. He said that it's not raining. 네, what? 이상했어요. It was strange. 이상했어요. In the past tense, 이상하다, present tense. 저랑 친구는 my friend and I, or I and my friend 다시 올라갔어요. We went upstairs. Lots of walking. 그런데, but 진짜, for real, 비가 안 왔어요. It was not raining. 날씨가 맑았어요. 막다, when you read it like that in the dictionary form. 맑다, 맑았어요, 맑아요. The weather is clear, 맑아요. The 기억 carries over, like 맑아요, as if the 이응 is not there. It's just a placeholder, 맑아요. 날씨가 맑았어요. Is the 맑았어요 is the pronunciation. 날씨가 맑았어요. The weather was clear. It stopped raining. 우리는 믿을 수 없었어요. We could not believe it. 믿다, to believe, 믿을 수 없었어요. 말도 안 돼. 우리는 동시에 말했어요. We at the same time said. 동시 is same time. 동시. So 동시 통역 is simultaneous translation or interpretation. 동시 통역. 동시에 도착했어요. 도착했어요. 동시에 출발했어요. We left at the same time. And if you study more Korean, you might see 동시 can also mean, so based on different Chinese characters, like when you go into the advanced realm, it might be useful to study more Chinese characters then, because when you say 동시, it can also be a child's poem or a poem for children. 동시. So completely different meaning, like different 동, different 시. This is a poem. But here, in this case, in everyday conversation, 동시에 말했어요. We said at the same time, 말도 안 돼. It doesn't even make sense. 말 is words, language. It doesn't even become a language. You can say something, it's not even language. It's gibberish. It means nothing. It means it's impossible to believe. Yeah, 소나기였어요. It was a shower. Okay, 좋아요. 영어를 어떻게 배웠나요? How did I learn English? Simple answer, I just studied really, really hard. That's it. That's all I can say. And I did make a video a long time ago, I think about 10 years ago, on my personal YouTube channel, like how I studied English. Maybe it's time to update that video because I didn't go too much into, excuse me, detail there. In fact, me learning English here in Korea, I think I made my first passport at age 26 without having the opportunity to live overseas or have any experience of speaking English in an English-speaking environment. I think it gave me the motivation to start talking to me in Korean because I knew firsthand that anyone can learn any language no matter where they are with the right system. So, yeah. Yeah, I was coughing, but it's just from talking a lot alone. 괜찮아요. 퀴즈 풀어볼까요? 퀴즈. Part 3. 퀴즈. Continue reading. 이게 이야기였어요. 퀴즈로 가보시죠. 가게에는 손님이 많았어요? 가게에는 손님이 없었어요. 사장님은 우산을 빌려줬어요? Did the owner of the store lend them umbrellas? 아니요. 우산을 빌려줄 필요가 없었어요. He didn't need to. 저하고 친구는 왜 이렇게 말했어요? 말도 안 돼. Why did they say, It's impossible. No way. Because 날씨가 맑았어요. 비가 더 많이 왔어요. It rained even more. 사장님이 우산을 안 줬어요. The owner didn't give them umbrellas. Well, all three are, possible scenarios. And you can say 말도 안 돼 in all three. But the answer is 날씨가 맑았어요. Amazing. 좋아요. We got it all right. 다 맞췄습니다. 다 맞췄어요. 맞다 is to be correct, to fit, like when you are trying something on, a piece of clothing. 잘 맞아요. And 맞다 plus he, the causative action, becomes 맞히다, to make it fit or to make it hit something. Okay? So 맞히다 is to guess correctly. So take a guess is 맞춰보세요. And then another causative form is 맞다 plus 추, and 맞추다. This means to make something fit in the same way. It's the same direction at first, but it means you solve puzzle pieces, or you put something together in physical form, 맞추다. Okay, to make something fit or suit, 맞추다. Or you adjust your own schedule to match somebody else's. Okay, 제가 say 현우님 일정에 맞출게요. 제가 현우님 일정에 맞출게요. I have something as well at 5 p.m. but I will match your schedule. I will adjust mine. 맞추다. Like that. 일정 is schedule. So 맞추다 and 맞히다 are completely different expressions, but when you say those two quickly, 맞춰보세요, 맞춰, sounds pretty similar with a lazy tongue. So although technically speaking, when you want to say take a guess, 맞춰보세요 is the only correct version. I would say, unfortunately, 70%, 80% of all native Korean speakers, they write it like 맞춰보세요. This includes TV shows, Korean teachers that you are probably following right now on Instagram. 맞춰보세요. Korean professors in KakaoTalk messages to me, they write this. Do they not know that it's absolutely incorrect? I think they probably know if they were to kind of stop and think about it. But when they actually speak or type quickly, yeah, they're too busy. So again, this is the only correct one, 맞히다, like taking a guess or trying to solve a quiz. But I'm going to tell you that 70% of all native speakers, including your favorite Korean teachers, are going to say the wrong version. And yeah, say it like this. It's kind of like saying conversate instead of saying converse. And maybe it'll become a new thing. Maybe the dictionary will have conversate. So some information for you. Let's move on to level 5. We've been going strong for almost an hour, more than an hour. We are going to finish this in, like, say, 15, 20 minutes. Okay? So if you've been following so far, if you've been enjoying the level 2 material, let's see. 이걸로 한번 공부해 볼게요. 여기 앱에서는 this is how you move between levels. Really easy. This is the home screen. By the way, we actually designed everything. These background images ourselves. Our designers made everything beautifully. This represents a stack of books. So level 5, and we're gonna go to the article section and then go to 이사카. Okay, 이사카. So a little longer and more advanced, but let's see. Okay. 자, 너 이사 가 is the title. Let's begin. 나는 친구들과 okay, so this is in more of a journal style. 했다, 설렜다, 챙겼다, This is a journal entry. Think of it as a journal entry. 나는, so you're not specifically talking to anyone, so you don't have to say 저는 because you're just talking by yourself. 나는 I 친구들과 with my friends 1박 2일로 바다 여행을 했다. I did a sea trip, ocean trip. I went to the sea on a trip with my friends for 2 days. 1박 2일. So 1박, 박 means sleep. 일 means, in this case, days. So 1 sleep, 2 days is the literal translation. So for example, 숙박 is accommodation. 숙박, this, yeah, 숙박. And you will often sometimes see 무박 2일. What does it mean? You will not sleep. Are you going to be partying all night? Not really. It's kind of like you are leaving at 11 p.m. and you are driving, you're on the go, and you will maybe arrive the next morning, really early in the morning, and then it'll take up, it'll happen over 2 days, but there's no accommodation, there's no like sleep time involved. In that case, 무박. Okay, because 무 means none. 0, 1박 2일. For 2 days, 바다 여행을 했다. It's just a common way of saying 2 days. Over 1 night and 2 days. 여행을 가기 전날 밤에 나는 정말 설렜다. 정말 설렜다 is I was really excited. 설레다. 여행을 가기 전날 밤에. 여행 is trip. 가다 is to go on a trip. 전날 밤. So this is a combination of 여행을 가기 전에, like before going on a trip. If you learned this grammar point, you are probably aware. So 기 전에, before doing something. And 가기, 여행을, 전날, the previous day. So even though 기 plus 전날 is not like a grammar, not a grammar point that is in the books specifically, you can guess, okay, so because of the 전 and 전날, the previous day, it's merged like that. 하나로 합쳐졌어요. Okay, the previous night I was excited. 그래서, therefore, 가방에, in the bag, 이것저것, this and that. 이것저것 is a cute word, I think. 이것저것. 챙겼다. Yeah. 챙기다 is to prepare. Prepare or to not forget. Don't forget your keys. 열쇠 챙겨. 열쇠. Don't forget your bag. 가방 챙겨. That kind of not forgetting is also 챙겨. 동생 챙겨. Don't forget your brother. No. Look after your brother. 챙기다 is to look after somebody. But in this case, in the context of traveling plans, traveling preparations, 가방에 챙기다 is to pack. I packed various stuff into the bag. So, for example, here we have 으니까. Repeated. Because we might be hungry on the train. 기차에서 배가 고플 수도 있으니까 간식을 챙겼다. I packed snacks. Because we might be cold. 추울 수도 있으니까 목도리를 챙겼다. I packed a scarf muffler. 목도리. 목 is neck. 예쁜 사진을 찍으려고 in order to or so that we can take pretty pictures. 즉석 사진기도 챙겼다. In stocks, 즉석 사진기. I think. So 즉석 is, so here 즉 is immediate. 석 is that place, seat. 즉석 is right there. 사진기 is a camera, an older term for camera. 즉석 카메라. People don't say 즉석 카메라. For some reason, it's just a fixed form. 즉석 사진기. People say Instax 카메라. Yeah, just using the brand name. 즉석 라면, maybe. 즉석. So there can be many different examples of 즉석. Let me look it up. 즉석 so and so. 즉석. Here's one fun thing that you can do. Let me actually share another screen here. This is a dictionary. So what you want to do is 즉석, and then you can look it up like that, or 즉석 and put an asterisk, and then it shows all the words that start with that. So 즉석, 즉석에서, on the spot, impromptu, 즉석 사진, instant photo, Polaroid, 즉석 복권, instant lottery ticket, scratch off lottery ticket that you will know the result right away. 즉석에서 승낙하다. You say you approve on the spot. Yeah, like that. 즉석 결정, an instantaneous decision, a snap decision. 즉석 요리. So go to a dictionary and type the word that you want to see examples of, or examples starting with, and then you'll see some good examples. 네, 그리고 커다란 가방이 가득 찼다. My big bag became full. 가득 차다. 차다 is to be full on its own, and if you look at a list of words and learn, this is fine, but 차다 can be other things as well. Like it can be to kick something, it can be to be cold. They're not like the same word, but they just happen to have the same pronunciation. They're homonyms, and for this reason, because just 차다, it's too short for the meaning to be clear, people often add other things. 가득 차다. It's completely full. 가득 찼다. 커다란 가방이 가득 찼어요. 여행을 가는 날 아침에, in the morning of the day of going on the trip, literally translated, on the day of the trip, on the morning of the trip, 친구들을 만났다. I saw my friends. 친구들이 웃었다. They laughed. Upon looking at my big bag, big suitcase. 내 커다란 가방을 보고 웃었다. 커다란 is a way of saying big. 큰 가방 is okay, but 커다란 가방, when you say 큰 가방, it's just a simple comparison between 큰 가방, 작은 가방, like 중간 사이즈 가방. Big bag, small bag, medium-sized bag. But 커다란 means it's interestingly big. It's noticeably big. 커다란. It's worth mentioning that it's big. So it's quite big. 커다란. It's more descriptive that way. So it's perfect for this case. 너 이사가? Are you moving? Are you like moving away? So they're laughing. 기차에 탔을 때 when we have boarded the train, 어떤 친구가, one friend, 배가 고프다고 했다. She said that she was hungry. 배가 고프다고 했다. This is quoting. You have learned how to quote simple things by this point. And 그래서, so 우리는, 내가 가져온 간식, the snack that I had brought. So this is an enveloped phrase. We ate the snack which I had brought. 내가 가져온 간식을 맛있게 먹었다. We deliciously ate. We enjoyed the snacks. 기차에서 내렸을 때, when we got off the train, 어떤 친구가 춥다고 했다. Another friend, some other friend, 어떤 친구, some friend, a friend. It's probably a different friend here in this case, because if it was person A, you don't say 어떤 친구 again for the same person. You say 그 친구. So this is another person. 춥다고 했다. 추워라고 했다. So before learning the quoting mechanism, you say 어떤 친구가 말했어요. 추워. You have to split the sentence like that in and put everything in quotation marks, but you can say reported speech like that after learning this structure. 춥다고 했다, 배고프다고 했다. 그래서 나는 so I 그 친구에게 to that friend 내가 가져온 again 내가 가져온 the same thing that I had brought 목도리를 주었다. I gave them the muffler that I had brought. 바다에 갔을 때는 and when we went to the sea when we arrived 내가 가져온 okay so 내가 가져온 do you see how well the stories are written? Do you shameless self promotion here? Do you see how amazing, educational, and useful our materials are? So much thought went into it. Okay, where was I? 내가 가져온 목도리를 주었다. 내가 가져온 즉석 사진기로 Polaroid Instax로 with the camera 예쁜 사진을 찍었다. We took pretty pictures. 나중에 친구들이 말했다. Later, my friends said, 너 덕분에 편하게 여행했어. 고마워. Thanks to you, we traveled comfortably. Thank you. 커다란 가방을 가지고 간 보람이 있었다. It was worth having taken the big bag with me. 커다란, again, emphasizing 커다란, it's so big. And one last thing here. 너 덕분에 I can't type. 덕분에 thanks to you. But you can also see 내 덕분에 but of course pronounced as 네 덕분에. Both are fine. Because 덕분 is actually, 덕분에 is thanks to so and so as a set phrase, but 덕분, if you look at it, it's a noun. 덕 is somebody's virtuous behavior, good deeds. So 덕, good deeds, virtuous behavior. Kind of like positive karma. 덕. So and so 님 덕에. So 덕분에, instead of 덕분에, you can hear some older people, older generations often say 덕에. Yeah, 덕분, and 분 is the role in this case. So due to the role of your virtuous deeds or good deeds is the literal translation of the actual origin of this expression. So yeah, 덕분, the role or the share of your good deeds, that's a noun. So 니, your, as use, of you, like, possessive. So this makes sense, and then this makes sense. Yeah, that's the deeper meaning of 덕분에. As you know, I love deep dives of words, and this is how I learn languages. This is how I learned English and other languages. Every time there's something new, I want to see. There must be something behind it. Like, I think one of the most common searches that I did with many languages is word origin, etymology. I sometimes hesitate. Should I type word origin or etymology, which is quicker? Because ATY, sometimes, autocomplete ETY is easier, word origin. Anyway, okay. 맞아요. 지금 준비를 많이 했어요. 친구가, thanks to this person, the friends enjoyed the trip a lot. Okay, quiz time. 퀴즈 풀어볼까요? This is the final portion of today's class. Thanks everyone for joining and participating so actively. 나와 친구들은 1박 2일로 바다 여행을 했다. Okay, for 2 days, 1 night, 2 days, seaside trip, yes. 기차에 탔을 때 어떤 친구가 배가 고프다고 했다. On the train, a friend said that they were hungry. Yes. 내가 챙기지 않은 것을 고르세요. What item did I not pack? 간식, 기차, 기차. Yeah, you can't pack a whole train into that. Yeah, 기차 안 챙겼어요. How dare you not have packed a train? You know, in case the train breaks down, you should have brought your own train, right? If you are truly prepared. You should have prepared a train, an airplane, and everything, just in case. 빈칸에 들어갈 말을 고르세요. 나중에 친구들이 말했다. Later, my friend said, 너 덕분에, thanks to you. 너 그래서, you, so. 너 나중에, you, later. 너 덕분에. Yes. 좋아요. 잘한 것 같아요. That's it. We started with a warm up quiz, and we look at this. Look at the quantity of text that you understood completely in just 90 minutes or so. 네, 너무 고생하셨습니다, 여러분. 정말 고생하셨습니다. Thank you so much. And if you're watching the recorded version and want to learn more, please join us. And I think many of you saw, I don't have notifications on my Instagram, so I'm going to check later. But I have been posting my Italian learning attempts on a secret Instagram channel. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew about the channel. So I was practicing every day, making a video every day in Italian, really short clips, not edited. But obviously I do practice beforehand, think about it. It was really nerve-wracking to actually share it on my actual channel as well. And yeah, I'm going to see what everybody said. And that's my attempt to put it out there, to tell people that I am learning, and I have a lot of accountability partners this way. And I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you can find your own way of finding accountability partners or methods of motivating yourself further and further so that learning becomes a true daily habit of yours. And it's not just the Korean language. When you learn a new language like that, your whole brain will appreciate you. Everything will expand and you can enrich your experiences. 네, 공부 재미있게 해주셔서 감사하고 다음 시간에 만나요. I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.